Hi, my name is Mike Schwarzer of Streetwise People. Welcome to my little introduction to our Self-Leadership Accessing Personal Genius program. So let me begin with a quote. We don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are and experience the world as we are. What a fantastic line. Who hasn't experienced moments when you felt on top of the world, on top of your game, full of joy and enthusiasm, and highly motivated with an energy that was infectious? And funny enough, the world and the people around you look just friendly and beautiful. There seemed to be this harmony between you and your world out there. You liked the world and the world liked you. It was easy to get on with people, and they seemingly were just eating out of the palms of your hands. Solutions to problems just appeared, and your creative juices were flowing with new ideas and with insights. Time was flying while you were engrossed in activities that would normally be a drag. And at the end of the day, you felt alive, with energy to burn and a strong sense of well-being. Now, on the flip side, you may also have experienced the opposite. Moments when you felt that the world was to blame for all your worries and feeling sorry for yourself with an energy that was repelling. You seem to be at war with yourself and the world out there, your external world. And in this scenario, didn't the world and the people around you look just the way you felt? You disliked the world and the world disliked you. And people didn't particularly want to be around you. And it seemed that they were the cause to all of your problems. You've got little collaboration and you got not much done. At the end of the day, you felt exhausted and burnt out. So what's the difference between the two scenarios? Well, the difference is high quality versus low quality of mind. Or as I like to call it sometimes, it's artistry of the mind versus misery of the mind. So looking at it this way, when we operate from a high quality of mind, we experience life with greater clarity, presence of mind, and a heightened sense of self-awareness, and that's regardless of our circumstances. Here we tend to drive the quality of how we feel our circumstances, and we could call this, relate to this as a way of thinking from the inside out, so inside out thinking. And a high quality of mind then allows us to draw on our inner resources, on our inner wisdom, and it helps us to develop insights, see possibilities, and expand our mental and behavioral flexibility. It allows us to focus more on what we can bring to the world rather than what we can take. Bring out the best in ourselves and in others, and enjoy a greater quality of life and well-being. Then when we operate from a lower quality of mind, we experience life quite differently. Here we experience a lack of clarity, distress, and generally have very little self-awareness. We feel at the mercy of our circumstances, and it's like being controlled by them. And in this case, it's like the circumstances having us. The circumstance is bringing the experience to us. It's bringing the feeling that we're feeling to us. And that's more like an outside-in way of thinking. So a low quality of mind limits us from drawing on these inner resources, and drawing on our inner wisdoms, and give us very little minimal mental and behavioral flexibility. And it also prevents us from then being the best that we can be, live an authentic life, prevents us from having high quality relationships, and helping others to be the best that they can be. Well, artistry or misery, which one would you like to lead your life? That begs the question, which mind dominates most of your mental space? High quality or lower quality? Where do you spend most of your time? And what would happen if you could focus more of your energy on accessing and nurturing your high quality of mind? So provided that that's what you want, how do you then bring artistry to your mind? Well, from the perspective of our intellectual and cognitive facets of our thinking, we are limited by the boundaries of our assumptions that we'll make about the world and our circumstances. In other words, the meanings that we hold in mind about what we deem is true and not true to us. And through that, we create an inner map of how we see and how we experience the world and how it works. And this inner map is then reflected and expressed in and through our thinking, our language and the way we speak, in the way we behave, in our behaviors, and then consequently in the actions that we take or not take for that matter. And depending on the level of distinctions and richness in that map, that will then give us either a greater or a smaller range of mental and behavioral flexibility and choice in how we respond and how we engage with our environment. Now, having said that, there is no right and no wrong with what we are holding true about a certain circumstance or the world. Rather, it is a question of usefulness. Does the way we think and feel about something or someone serve us? Does it support us? Does it enrich us? If the answer is no, we may want to consider to either change it or to bring further choices to it. We bring artistry to the mind by expanding on the meanings that we hold about ourselves, about others, our capabilities, and the world around us. We expand our meanings by questioning the assumptions behind those meanings. And by doing so, giving them new and additional meanings. And by doing that, we're stretching our mind and give it greater perspective and greater flexibility. So with what mind do you want to lead yourself and others? With what mind do you want to engage and connect with the world? The one that leads to artistry or the one that leads to misery? When you lead with clarity and presence of mind, how do you show up in the world? What kind of leader are you? How do you relate to yourself and others? How do you make a difference to your family, to your friends and your community? What kind of conversations do you have? What kind of problems are you solving, and how do you solve them? How do you contribute to your work and serve your clients? And what level of health and well-being do you enjoy? So if this so far has resonated with you, I would like to invite you to come along to our one of our 3-day self-leadership accessing personal genius programs. Because in this program, we very much explore the dynamics of our high levels of mind, and how these high levels of minds, our intentions, our why, affects our neurology as we live these meanings through our bodies. In other words, we feeling that thinking, we're feeling our meanings, and then that will influence how we show up out there in the world through our behaviors and the actions that we take, and the kind of relationships that we have with. So once we get into this structure, or understanding the structure from the inside out, how we create our meanings, it then puts us in the driver's seat of influencing that structure and the meanings inside that structure. I mean, who would not like to live at their fullest potential, at their highest intention, with their most highest quality of meanings? Because something happens when we're in that space. We can kind of we're present. We get a sense of we're in the here and the now. Now we call that flow, or being in the zone, as you would hear from many athletes. Athletes, when they in that space, nothing seems to get into the way. They seem to be fully focused, paying full attention to what they engage with. So it's a full engagement state. And so when we're in this state, in this flow state, in this present, we tend to be very connected with all of our resources. They just seem to be at our peril. It's just there. Here we get our best ideas. We're most effective. We get a good sense of, it's kind of effortless. Even so, we might be working really hard. We're pushing ourselves to our limits, yet it doesn't seem to be a drag. It seems to be just, as I just said, effortless. From this place also, we tend to connect much better because we're present, because we're here. We kind of, the worries are outside of our consciousness, and this is where we connect best with people and the world. So we unpacking the structure of how we create meaning in the first place with other people, the people around us. That be your family, if that be your co-workers, your colleagues, your staff, or your clients. So if this is for you, we would like to welcome you at our upcoming self-leadership accessing personal genius training. The details should be appearing behind me, and go to our website www.thoughtleadingpeople.com.au, or send me an email, or just give me a call on my mobile, and I'm more than happy to talk with you. We do have some early bird rates, if that's what you'd like to take advantage of. Those rates are on the website, or I can let you know by email. Looking forward to your call.